Class, I'm Professor Ramos. My name is Jesse Stillwatt, and for our mini lecture, I have chosen to take some of the most interesting things for me from the module nonverbal communication, which I thought was really important. So I just chose some of the highlights from that, or what were highlights for me. So the first thing is, and I want to take this back all the way to the fundamentals of communication, and that is that communication is inevitable. That's my first point and my most important point of this whole project, if I'm being honest. So we are communicating 100% of the time, whether we mean to or whether we don't. We are communicating with our faces, with our bodies, with our gestures, how we look, how we present ourselves. Already right now in this video, there has been communication between me on the screen and you watching. And so I also want to talk about this. This is one of the most important things, and that's that 93% of communication is nonverbal. 55% of that 93 of all communication is through our face and our eyes. I'm going to show you an example here. You can see all the different emotions that these are feeling. You can look at this set of eyes here and know that they're sad. You can look at this side of eyes here and know that they're angry. This is just a cartoon, and you can still decipher what the feeling is by the emotion that's being conveyed. And so we are communicating 100% of the time, whether we mean to or not. And I have a really good example here on the next page. This is Vivian Lee, and I do apologize for the profanity I'm about to use. This is Vivian Lee, and Vivian Lee is famous for her RBF, or resting bitch face. When you look at her face, she is communicating to you non-verbally that she is not friendly. This is not somebody who, we can't know that for sure, but this is not somebody who I would want to hire to be in like a customer service type role, or in, I wouldn't say this person is probably great with children or the elderly. I can't know that to be true. That's what she is communicating to me non-verbally in this photo. And so I think that it's really important to remember that when we talk about nonverbal communication, 55% of all communication is coming from our eyes and our face. Only 7% of communication lies within the words we use, and the other 38% lies in tonality, the way we say something, and also in the volume that we're using. So for me, I think that it's pretty apparent that sometimes it's really about what you don't say. All right. The next thing I want to talk about are some of the implications that we have when we talk about nonverbal communication. So I'm going to use the example of a doctor's office to talk about credibility. So when we look at this photo, what we have here, I'll bring it up close so you can see. We have what's obviously to me a job interview. We have the interviewer and the interviewee, and the interviewee has like some crumbs hanging down. She's not dressed super appropriately. She seems very casual for this. And so her external credibility is hurt by her appearance alone. She may be the best for this job, but we wouldn't know by looking at her. And so when we talk about credibility being external, we talk about judging a book by its cover. Additionally to judging a book by its cover, external credibility could be the space that they live in or work in or anything like that. The chapter uses the example of their credentials hanging on their wall as a form of external credibility. Now, although this is very important, he's already made his preliminary judgment about her based on this, there are redeeming qualities for her within internal credibility. She may wow this man with her logic and reasoning. You know, so that's what internal credibility is. It's forming arguments in regards to with using logic and reason. So if you were to go to a doctor's office and you were to see the doctor and maybe you were unpleased with the staff or the facility, but then you talk to the doctor and he has given you information, sounding informed, sounding confident, you know, using logic and reason, then he has boosted his credibility with you internally. His internal credibility is good. The last part of credibility that I'm going to speak about is it's called the ending. And what that is is how you felt when you left that conversation. When you left that doctor's office, did you feel like you got the answers that you needed? Did you feel confident in them? Or do you need to seek a second opinion because the credibility just wasn't there for you? So I wanted to talk about credibility because that is an implication that we can face through nonverbal communication without meaning to. And that's in a professional setting, but it counts in all things. And lastly, I just wanted to touch on this because I found this so interesting in the chapter. When we talk about hand gestures, although communication is universal, everyone communicates, we don't all communicate the same. This one was in the chapter. It means okay in the USA, it means money in Japan, and it means the middle finger in Brazil. Same thing with this thumbs up that we've all seen, we've all done, we've all used. It means good job in America. But in other countries, it's like the middle finger. So I thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to thank you for your time and allowing me to share on this topic. And I wanted to apologize also that you can't read the whiteboard that well. I really thought I was going to be a little bit clearer, and I just want to say thank you for your time. Have a great day.